Hey, Scrapper Names fans, welcome back to another process video. Today I have something a bit crazy. I have done some art journaling over for this video. I've called it Collage Crazy because it's an interesting one. Let's just go with that and I'll explain through the video. So, as you can see here, it's a bit of an altered book. Now, I'm no expert on this. I'm trying to work out how you do it, but for now I am literally just winging it. I've done one page which I showed you, and now I'm up to doing this one. I had planned to do it in my new big art Delusions art journal, but it doesn't actually fit underneath where my tripod sits at the moment because it's a bit of a bang together one still. So I went with the altered journal. So I pointed out notes on the history of art collage, or of collage, because I thought, well, that's a bit perfect. And right now I'm just whacking on some gesso. Twofold for this. One is to prep the pages because I have no plan with this page. When I did it, I felt like getting messy. I was in a bit of a mindset that I just needed to create something that was not structured, that just, yeah, it was a bit of fun. So I gessoed the page for prepping it in case I use wet media. I also wanted to sort of push back into the background the text and the picture that's there, and as you'll see in a little bit, I did want to keep both of them. As you'll see in a little while though, that was a bit of a fail. So this art journal page is actually started off really well and then it went downhill once I added the paint. So I had in my head the process I was going to do, as in like collaging and painting and all of the things, but then I kind of stuffed it up. But instead of turning the camera off and putting it aside, I thought I would keep it going because not all projects go according to plan and perfectly. And I thought, well, for those that are out there who are just playing around with art journaling, here you go. So using some matte gel medium to stick down some collage. I'm using tissue paper, I'm using napkins, I am using this black paper is kind of a little bit thicker and glossier than I think normal tissue paper. I don't know if it's wrapping on flowers or packaging of some description. I don't really remember. I kind of just get stuff and I think, oh, that could be fun for, my crafting. So I chuck it in my crafter inbox of collage stuff. So, yeah. Same with this paper. Pretty certain it was wrapping from a craft order, but can't quite remember. It's very bright, it's very arty, so I thought, why not? As I said, was in a bit of a mindset, just needed to create, was a bit scattered, and going, just wanting to play. Now my matte gel medium is, I think, on its last legs, so probably gonna have to get a new one shortly. It's a bit gluggier than normal. It still did the trick, but maybe I just need to use it more. This beautiful tissue paper, or actually it's a napkin, it's from a Jane Davenport set thing that you can get, that has all different napkins. You can see sort of off to the side there. Just making sure it's all stuck down. Now, the thing with matte gel medium versus irregular sort of glue is it does make it bubbly. So you can get creases in it. It's never flat and even on the page. If that doesn't bother you, then go for it. It didn't bother me today. On this occasion, I wouldn't use it in, obviously, scrapbooking, but I'm happy to use it generally in my art journaling. I didn't use it for the washi tape. I don't really know why, actually, but I didn't, which you'll see in a little bit anyway. Alright, just sticking it all down. And I had matte gel medium, which is quite tacky, all over my fingers. Having a look here again, some more wrapping. That's an art, Jane Davenport tissue paper type thing that came in some packaging of something I ordered from her a while ago, but I didn't end up using it. It was too big, wouldn't have fitted on the page. I did want to leave this text. So to me, I was really happy with the project right now, in this moment. Looking at the page, I wanted to add paint. And I do. And watch as it becomes this mess. It was a massive error. So going to use the paint pot here. There's a couple of colours I really like. They are quite old actually, but they have glugged up, dried and hardened, so it was a bit sad. I had to throw 3 of them out. As I said, they've been sitting in my stash for a while, so the big paint pot like that doesn't probably, I think that's a pretty stock standard thing with those. They've got to be used regularly and used up fairly quickly, otherwise they go yuck. So I end up going and getting a couple of other different colours. I think some are the Dina Wakley acrylic paints. I think there's some Flattered by Design. Yep. Excuse me, sorry. Acrylic paint as well. Now, again, I'm going to say it, art journaling, painting, not my creative strength ever has been. Trying to get better in understanding the whole mixing, matching colours. Thought I did okay here. Probably added maybe a little bit too much paint. I did add this white just because. Anyway, and as you'll see in a minute, massive fail. So, and I probably needed to wait for the matte gel medium to dry. So, because it catches on the collage pieces, which adds another fun piece. This side of the page goes epically wrong. It looks like mud. Look at it. I think because the brayer, probably maybe I should have cleaned off the brayer, had too much paint on it. And as you can see, it's tore some of the collage papers up. Yeah, so was not happy. This is the point where I was like, this is crap, and I'm going to glue these pages together and move on. And then I thought, let's see if I can salvage this and keep the camera rolling, as I said, just to prove that at times, or show that at times, doesn't always go according to plan. As I said, I had no set plan. I was in a headspace where I just needed to create something messy and for me. So I kind of think that's why I left it going a little bit. It sort of depicts my mindset. Trying to use a wet wipe, which isn't very wet. They're drying out. Again, we've had some really hot days in my craft rooms outside, so I think things are sort of getting a bit yucky. I have to be careful of that. But yeah, so I tried to use a bit of the wet wipe just to sort of, I don't know, not soak up, but, you know, wipe over and get rid of some of the excess paint. Just giving it a bit of a dry off before I add the next layer. As I said, I should have let a couple of should haves. One in particular being before I whacked the brayer onto the page was let the matte gel medium dry. But you live and learn. Alright, just using heat gun there. I did pick up some of the extra, well not extra, but where some of the paper did rip, I did sort of pull it up a little bit as well, just to, you know, so there wasn't all these glunky bits. Now, I decided to go back in because I really hated the way this other side looked, and I hated that I had covered so much of the text now, so it's kind of changed the way the page was going to turn or go, the way I wanted it to go anyway. So I decided to just get some wet glue and start sticking down collage pieces. I wasn't playing with matte gel medium again to stick these down because I had the paint, so it would have just become a really wet, gumpy mess. So I've avoided that. Tried to anyway. So adding some more bright colours, mixed colours, just to try and get it, you know, to make it look a little bit more lively, less like mud. But anyway, that is what it is. The only problem with this too was that my fingers ended up getting glue all over them, which meant that they kept sticking to the tissue napkin pieces, and yeah, that was annoying. But, you know, again, live and learn. Adding some more bits and pieces, some of the pieces that I had already used, like that black paper. Now I've decided that I will add some washi. As you can see, I've grabbed one of the Boss Stick glue sticks, taken the hint from the lovely Inky Quill. She always uses glue to stick down her washi. Now, this washi is pretty sticky to me, but I just wanted to make sure, because I've got the gesso, the paint, the matte gel medium. There's a lot of layers there. I wanted to make sure it would stick. So just adding some bits in. Trying to really just go with the flow of like sticking and plonking, and that's sort of what ends up happening. I literally just grab some washies and just stick them down, trying to stick to a semi colour palette, but at the same time just going with it. Why not? Bit of fun. Although the washi, I think when I placed the washi, I was starting to get a little bit too almost like meticulous as to where it was going. As you can see, I'm sort of like one here, one there, and yeah. But anyway. Alright. Just playing around there. Now, I did have to keep the paper clip on there just to keep the pages together. Oh, and I did put baking paper, you would have seen at the beginning, in between the pages. I will stick the pages together. It's why I left a gap between them, because I did that with the others. The paper is really thin. I know there's the whole signature things, and I still haven't got my head around all of that yet, and really just wanted to start using this art journal. So I'm sure that I'm supposed to have pulled out pages and done this, that and the other. I haven't done that, just an FYI. I literally just picked it up, and it's been sitting in my stash for months, like a good over 6 months. I picked it up from a thrift shop thing, op shop thing that used to be near our old house, and I haven't touched it since. So I was like, nope, I just want to get into it. I will figure out the intrinsics later. All right, decided to do some background stamping. Again, I don't know. Look, it's not my favourite art journal page, let's be honest. But as I said, I just wanted to play with some mixed media. I just wanted to get messy and just get my head space on a page. As you can see, it's crazy. So using some different stamps. This is a Kaiser Craft stamp. Stays on ink because it's wet media, and I didn't know what I was going to put as the next layer. So I wanted to make sure things were protected. If you use sort of a normal ink, it will run if you add water or something to it. The other stamp I used, the texty sort of one, I don't know where. I think I picked that up from like a garage sale somewhere a million years ago, so I don't really know where that's from. Oh, maybe it's a darkroom door, actually. I could be wrong. I might say on the back. All right, now I am going with some into my drawers and my stuff on my desk, going with some stickers, some random things that I'm kind of just using up as well. Like these stickers, again, have been with me forever, hence they're getting a little extra glue as well. And I just thought, why not? And I love the phrase smart and sassy. As I said, it's a page for me. I've got in front of me that you can see me reaching over, I've got like these drawers. So they're the drawers from Spotlight here in Australia. And I organise my ephemera very haphazardly in it. So I've got these drawers here. There's like 2 drawers of like words and phrases. So that's why I thought I'll start with that, pull that out. There's, it's the die cuts and things are all split up into, different shapes and whatever icons and things like that. So I don't make you sit through and me sifting through the drawers as such. So again, just using that glue stick just to stick these down. Oh no, wet glue. My bad. Thought it was the glue stick. Maybe I was just moving it out of the road. I'm literally just pulling things out. Now, I'm not just grabbing random stuff. There are some sentiments, I guess, behind them, but I just wanted to start to use up, I guess, a little bit of my stash as well, which is a great thing to do with art journaling. If you've got a big stash that you seem at times to be drowning in, whack it on some art journal pages. I've got things that I know that I won't use in my scrapbooking, so I will use them in my art journaling. I don't have them separated into art journaling, scrapbooking, but I know that they're there, and I'll, at times, and I'll just grab them out, like so. So as you can see, the page has gone from a bit of a muddy mess to really bright and colourful. It's, as I said, not my favourite page. I don't love it. I like it. I I'm glad I stuck with it because, as I said, it was just a thing for me to create messy stuff, painty mess. But, yeah, just using up all the things. Sticking bits down here, there and everywhere. Literally just pulling things out of this container, this drawer, and just going with it. As I said, sticking to a semi-colour palette of a bit of like the bright colours, but sort of pinks and blues, and they're kind of me, I guess. They're my favourite colours. Sorry about the black dangly bit there. I thought I got rid of that out of the way. That's my camera cord thing. One thing I will point out, and I think I did in the beginning maybe, but I missed it at that point, is my paintbrushes. So my paintbrushes were sitting on my desk in a bit of water. Now, I haven't been in my craft room properly for a good couple of weeks, I think, because we were away. It's been really hot. I think the water must have been evaporated or whatever. Anyway, went to use the paintbrushes. Apart from being quite damp and wet, because they've obviously soaked up some of the water, they were really dirty. So note to selves, do not leave paintbrushes in water. They go yuck. So I had to give them a bit of a clean. And even then, when I was putting on the matte gel medium, it was leaving, like I knew it didn't bother me because I was covering it up, but it left like black and pink sort of marks and stuff where it had gotten a bit dirty or there was leftover paint on it. So yeah, that was fun. Had I been using it in a project, I would have been really cranky. So it was just that I was covering it. It didn't matter. But yes, just a bit of a tip. Mind you, I will probably do the same thing again. I have washed them, I will say this. I did bring them in after I finished filming this and washed them all out with hot water, washed the cup out and let them dry out before I put them back in my craft room. I think I did. Nope, they're sitting here at the end of the dining room table. Oh well. Alright, trying to think of what else I needed to add, if anything. As you can see, I added those little stickers, which again have been sitting in my stash for like a gazillion years. I just need to use them up. They're not something I would usually use. And now I'm just adding in some little sprinkly bits, fighting with my glue, as you can see. But I think these are all just, it's literally just a stash busting art journal, because these were left over in a little container I had where I'd punched out a heap of shapes in different coloured cardstock, as well as some little wood veneers. And yeah, so I was just literally adding them around the page. Again, decided it needed something else and thought I would go with big splatters, because why not? Go big, go home. So yeah, just using some Liquitex gold ink, and I'm literally using the dropper, as you can see, and just dropping it onto the page. Now, I didn't use my heat gun to dry them because I wasn't sure as well if the splats would sort of, separate a little bit. So I decided I just left it out to dry overnight. Actually, I think it's sitting, on the floor in my craft room to dry. So yeah, but that is my crazy, very, lots of mistakes, art journal page. But I hope it gives you some inspiration too. If it's something you've been wanting to try to do, just give it a go. I brought my first art journal and just went with it, looked at some videos, some inspiration, and just went with it. It's a great way just to get out of your own head, especially when you're a scrapbooker, and it can be very, very rigid sort of process. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again real soon. Bye for now.